So now let's think of some very simple problems which we require to do for our CBSE, and then later on we'll go to slightly more difficult questions. In all the examples that I do, I'll be using light of wavelength 6000 angstrom units so that it is becoming easy for us to calculate. Then again, suppose we have a YDSE setup where D is equal to 3 millimeters and capital D is equal to 2 meters. The question is, what is the fringe width? What is the fringe width? So fringe width is equal to lambda D by D. So it's a simple case of substitution. So 6000 into 10 power minus 10 meters into capital D, that is 2, divided by 3 into 10 power minus 3 millimeters. So millimeters will become meters. So you have to be careful about the units. So here it is 10 power minus 3, here it is another 3, so 10 power 6, so this becomes 10 power 4. So ultimately you will get 4 into 10 power minus 4 meters. When you convert it into millimeters, you will get 0.4 millimeters. That means you have fringe width of the order of 0.4 millimeters. That means at the center of the screen you have a bright spot. The next bright spot is 0.4 millimeters away. The next one is 0.4 millimeters away. The next one is 0.4 millimeters away. I have drawn it like a straight line, but in reality it will be a hyperbolic in nature. Okay, it will be hyperbolic in nature. So this is what is the fringe width. Now if I want to know what will be the location where you have the 20th bright fringe. Okay, so to find out the 20th bright fringe, it should be 20 times the fringe width. So 20 times the fringe width is 20 times 0.4, that will be at 8 millimeters. So at the 8 millimeter point you will have the 20th bright fringe. Okay, so this is how you will get questions, and this is how you can work them out quite simply. Suppose I ask you where is the location for the 10th dark fringe. So for the 10 dark fringe, so I have a bright fringe, dark fringe, a bright fringe and a dark fringe. So I have to cross the second fringe. If I cross the second fringe, I will reach the second dark point. If I cross the third fringe, that is including the center, I will reach the third dark point. So for the third dark point, I have to cross the second fringe, that means n is equal to 2. So for the 10th dark point, I have to have n is equal to 9, and then I have to add half a fringe. So it will be 9 into 0.4 plus 0.2. So that will be 3.6 plus 0.2, that will give you 3.8 millimeters. So at a point 3.8 millimeters, you will find the 10th dark fringe. 3.8 millimeters from the center of the screen, you will find the 10th dark fringe. Okay, so this is how you work with it. Suppose the same experiment we conducted in water. If a YDSE that we conducted earlier is conducted in water, what will be the fringe width? Understand that we said that fringe width is equal to lambda d by d. When I conduct it in water, this remains the same, this remains the same, but the lambda value changes. Now we've learnt it in our refraction classes that lambda air by lambda medium is equal to mu, because mu is equal to V air by V medium, and V is equal to frequency into lambda, frequency into lambda. The frequencies don't change. So lambda air by lambda medium. Lambda air by lambda medium is equal to mu. So from here I can say that lambda medium is equal to lambda air by mu. So in air the fringe width was 0.4 millimeters. So in water the fringe width will be 0.4. The lambda will become as in water it will become lambda d by mu small d. So this is 0.4. So this will be by 3 by 2. So if it goes up, it will become 0.8 by 3. That means the fringe width will decrease. The fringe width decreases. When you conduct the YDSE in a liquid, the fringe width decreases. Okay, so now this also gives me one very interesting question. Understand that the fringe width depends upon lambda. Now why do I use white light? Why do I use white light in a YDSE? So we use white light, we don't use white light, because if you use white light you will end up in difficulties. What difficulty? So you understand that different lambdas will have different fringe widths. So there will be a point, the center, all of them will have a bright fringe, so it will look white, there is no problem. But beyond that, what will happen is the point where the red light has its bright fringe and violet light has its bright fringe will be different. In other words, dispersion will take place. and once dispersion takes place, what will happen is a bright fringe of one will start overlapping with lesser intensity fringes of other. As a consequence, you won't see the bright and dark fringe clearly. That is why we don't use polychromatic light for a YDSC experiment. We use only monochromatic light. So when you use monochromatic light in a YDSC experiment, you will see that you can see the dark fringes, bright fringes clearly. If you have polychromatic light, the dark fringe of one will start overlapping with the bright fringe of the other. As a consequence, you will see the fringes in a blurred manner. Okay, so these are two very typical applications that you can expect in your CBSE papers.